This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states or situations.
I'm Cindy Lauper. My psoriasis was all over, even on my scalp, which may mean 4 times the risk for psoriatic arthritis. But Cosentyx works on both.
Cosentyx secukinumab is prescribed for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis 300 milligram dose and adults with active psoriatic arthritis 150 milligram dose. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentyx. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur, like tuberculosis or other serious bacterial, fungal, or viral infections. Some are fatal. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms like fevers, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, had a vaccine or plan to, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen. Serious allergic reactions and severe eczema-like skin reactions may occur. Learn more at Cosentyx.com or 1-844-COSENTYX. Ask your doctor about Cosentyx.
Bodies lit by sparks. Crowds mesmerized, then horrified. What begins in celebration sometimes ends in chaos. In this episode, we turn our gaze upward into the deadly beauty of the sky. We explore the moments when spectacle becomes tragedy. We'll take you from 18th century fireworks displays that ignited royal crowds to 20th century air shows where pilots and passengers were sacrificed for thrill. Explosions, applause, silence. This is Public Spectacles of Death, Part 1. And that's today on Death in Entertainment.
Live from Los Angeles.
911, what is your emergency?
Here in Hollywood now.
2 counts of murder,
Injury and death.
Oh my God!
Shocking new details
That has stunned the entertainment world.
This makes me a little nervous.
The hair stood up on my arms.
Just like in the movies.
What do you call this thing anyway?
Death
in
Entertainment.
Greetings, Deado Universe. How's everybody doing? My name is Kyle Ploof.
And I'm Jerii Aquino.
And I am Ben Kissel. Welcome to Death in Entertainment. We have another fantastic episode for you. Today, death. Is it best to die alone or to die in front of a crowd? We'll discuss death by public spectacle.
Yes.
Ooh.
Let's get this podcast shot out of a cannon.
Yeah, let's go.
Do it.
Today's story, written by Brandon Preo.
So before we start, we'll start with a dictionary definition. From Merriam-Webster's dictionary, defines a public spectacle as, quote, something exhibited to view as unusual, notable, or entertaining.
I thought it was something my wife did to end the marriage.
Heyo.
Hello.
Oh.
Wow.
You've never been married.
No, I haven't.
They say it's especially an eye-catching or dramatic public display, an object of curiosity or contempt.
Yeah. So like everyone in New York City at all times?
Yeah.
Basically.
No.
Public spectacles come in all shapes and sizes, like us all. Many people want to perform for crowds. Others may want to impress their friends, and others do it all for ego.
Absolutely. Or all of the above.
Yeah.
Very true.
Public spectacles exist as everything from a grand display of entertainment or power or pride. Although always risky, spectacles are generally events perfectly safe for the entire family. But like everything else in the world, sometimes things will go spectacularly wrong.
The only ones that aren't safe for the family are the spectacles that involve testicles getting smashed by a sledgehammer.
Oh,
Wow.
That happens.
good Lord.
When?
Oh, remember America's Funniest Home Videos, which were really just bad medical emergencies?
Oh, seriously. Yeah.
So just when you thought it was safe to go out in public, here are some of the wildest and deadliest public spectacles in human history.
Nice.
So let's talk about fireworks, shall we?
Let's do that.
Who doesn't like a fireworks display?
My grandmother.
Dogs.
Dogs.
Yeah. Well, my grandmother and dogs.
Does she not like fireworks?
Oh my God, I've told this story before, but July 4th in Stevens Point, Wisconsin, every time a firework would go off, she would stand up, start running, her pants would fall down, and she would trip.
What in?
That's just, I mean, it was
sure?
literally every single time.
You sure this wasn't like a drinking thing for Grandma?
Grandma didn't drink. She got the guys drunk so she could do God knows what.
Oh man, I love Grandma.
She was fun. She was fun if she's not your grandmother or your mother. She's
or
fun.
if there are no fireworks.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So fireworks are one of the oldest forms of public spectacles of all time, originating in medieval China over 1,000 years ago.
And they still work really well.
They do.
People are just always going outside and be like, wow. It's like it's a magical thing.
It is. It really is.
They're starting to do like almost fireworks displays, but it's all drones, which is slightly terrifying.
That's not as magical.
It's not as magical.
No, it's not as like phenomenon-y.
Right, because there's less of a chance of them exploding or like the fireworks going in all the wrong directions and a whole bunch of people dying.
Plus, if you think of like Disney World at the end of the night, they have a fireworks show. If Disney World started doing like a drone show at the end, wouldn't it feel like just kind of a little more like authoritarian?
Yeah,
You know,
authoritarian.
There it is.
Yeah, I agree. And I do think that at this point, Mickey might as well run the show.
Right.
Yeah.
Why not?
And I don't understand how it's just a little tube with like a bunch of, I mean, I'm going to say dirt for lack of a better term, but it's like gunpowder. How do they pack smiley faces in there?
Well, they're very smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole science behind fireworks.
Smarter than me.
Brilliance.
So fireworks can be viewed on a large scale, broadcast on television, or on a hot summer dry night, even on New Year's.
Yeah.
Especially on New Year's.
Yeah.
Not such a dry night when I come around.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about?
Why?
Because people get aroused. Women get aroused.
Oh, I thought you were the one that was moist.
No.
Okay.
It's the women. It's the women that I make
Because
around.
when I come around, I'm very
wet.
moist. Yeah.
I am. Yeah, that's true.
On a small scale, fireworks can be enjoyed from the comfort of your own front lawn or inside a public toilet.
Oh, you sure?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, blow up a public toilet. Why not?
Yeah, you throw the firecracker down and it explodes.
Yeah. The old Poopy July 4th festival.
I've never done that.
I haven't done that either.
I've never wanted to see, like, you can make things go like boom and that's
Right.
fun, but I've never wanted to like see what would happen if I destroyed a plumbing system.
No.
Yeah, I haven't either. I'm not much of like a hang out and toilet for fun kind of guy.
Yeah, me neither.
Some people are fascinated by
Call
it.
me old fashioned.
Yeah.
Well, what could possibly go wrong when playing with fire, gunpowder, large crowds, and the fragile human body?
A lot.
A hell of a lot. In the evening hours of July 4th, 2015, New York Giants defensive end Jason Pierre-Paul was celebrating Independence Day in his hometown of Deerfield Beach, Florida.
Oh, no.
40 miles north of Jerry's home of Miami.
Oh, nice.
One of Jerry's homes.
Where my parents live.
Yeah.
Yes.
Across from a bustling cookout attended by more than 50 friends and relatives, he stood on a patch of grass next to a U-Haul loaded with roughly $1,000 worth of fireworks he had bought for the neighborhood to enjoy.
Wow.
As the festivities wound down near midnight, Pierre-Paul noticed there were just a few more fireworks left in the van.
This is where they get you.
Yeah, it's right at the end. You're
always
most
the last
intoxicated.
few.
Yeah. So he decided, why not set those off?
This is the equivalent of when you're at the bar and you yell, shots! Let's just do shots. And then you're sick for 5 hours.
Yeah, and you're like, man, if it wasn't for that last shot.
Shouldn't have done that.
Shirtless and determined, he made several attempts to light the fuse, struggling against a persistent wind that kept extinguishing his lighter. On what he decided would be his final try, the flame finally caught. What followed was instantaneous. A sudden explosion and a burst of green and white light that engulfed his entire 6'5" frame.
Holy shit.
It's kind of cool at first,
He
though.
turned into the Green Lantern.
Yeah, he's like, Ninja Vanish Ball. Boom.
The Green Lantern, by the way, why can't they make a good Green Lantern movie? What's wrong with it?
It's all DC. They fuck up every DC movie. I don't know why.
Just so strange. We haven't seen like a solid Green Lantern.
Yeah, it's awful. It's a ring. Give somebody cool the ring.
Yeah.
All right.
In the seconds that followed, Pierre-Paul heard nothing, felt nothing, saw nothing. And by hearing nothing, he definitely just heard,
Oh, right.
Wow.
The emergency alert of the brain.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
Then as reality slowly came back to him, he looked down at his right hand. Despite the violence of the explosion, all of his fingers were still technically attached to his hand.
Hey, good.
Technically?
Yeah. His index and middle finger by the bone, his thumb by only the skin.
Ooh. The bone left? But the skin stayed?
I guess tough skin.
Yeah. He said to himself, or was it out loud? Oh my gosh, what did I do?
Aww. wow.
That's a nice reality. Oh my gosh.
You blew your hand off, buddy.
What did I do?
Well, I know what.
Well, just his hand?
Just his hand.
Yeah,
I kind of thought it said that the green light engulfed his entire body.
it did, but the explosion was the only real.
I wonder if the
Got it.
the energy came through the hand. Popped it off.
Energy.
Yeah.
He was in shock.
Oh, I could definitely see
Yeah.
that.
Immediately, he wrapped his hand in a shirt and was soon rushed to the hospital by ambulance. He recalled occasionally unwrapping the shirt just to take a peek at his phalanges,
Oh my God.
still
Yeah.
hanging on by a thread.
Why would he do that? That's such a bad idea.
It's a sick curiosity.
Yeah.
And I think I would do it too when my little dog, Jerii, when his head was exposed like he just met Pinhead in Hellraiser.
I cannot imagine what it would have looked like.
It was so nasty. There wasn't a lot of blood because it cut so deep.
That's
like a
insane.
Cenobite.
Yeah. But you can't really look away.
Wow.
He said, you see all your ligaments, your tendons, everything. I saw how the hand really is without the skin on it,
Oh my God.
which is something I hope to never say in my life.
Yeah,
Wow,
I'm good.
Seriously. I don't need to see my hand without the skin on it.
Right. We're so fragile.
It's so weird because I feel so strong.
I know. We're absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Pierre-Paul was hurried into surgery where doctors rushed to salvage what they could of his hand.
What could they salvage?
He had a broken thumb. The index finger required amputation, unfortunately.
Get rid of that one. It's the loser.
Yeah. The middle finger appeared to have melted into itself
What?
while bent, so he just was at a constant, like, crip sign.
Oh my God. It molded into. Oh my God. That's awful.
I would like to point out I am a member of the Bloods. Guys, this was a firework accident.
I was just waving hello.
So he already has like a really good, like kind of shocker situation
Yeah.
going on in his hand, but it's kind of just for the stink, none for the pink.
Right. Well, you got to find the.
Because he lost the index finger.
Yeah, thank God he's in Florida.
And also his charred palm needed multiple skin grafts. Yet 1 year later, in an interview with Sports Illustrated, Jason Pierre-Paul proudly exclaimed, "I have no regrets at all."
None.
I mean,
Come on.
yeah.
Not even that one last trip to the truck.
Right?
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Absolutely. I would assume sobriety was not at play here.
I would have to guess.
Oh, definitely.
Right.
not.
I would hope so.
Oh, this is one of the accidents where it's like if you're drunk, you almost are like, all right, at least he was drunk. If he's sober, holy hell.
We got some problems.
Yep.
Others like Jason Pierre-Paul would never have the ability to contemplate their good intentions and bad decisions, mostly because they wouldn't have a head left to contemplate with.
Oh, so it gets worse than just losing a hand.
Yeah, so that was the death of, his fingers.
Right. And then he still went on to play football.
Yeah, they gave him like his hand. They gave him a glove that looked like the Hamburger Helper.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Holy shit, they did.
Yes, they did.
I'm looking it up right now. This is absolutely insane.
He was still pretty productive on the field.
He was.
Yep. He had a whole mitt.
Yeah.
He had, and they let him play with a mitt.
Yeah.
And he actually was still a pretty good player.
He was pretty good, and also
Yeah.
he was able at halftime to take the brownies out of the oven and then feed the rest of the team.
Yep.
There is his hand.
He was a strong hand.
Yes, it is a hand.
You could call it a hand.
It's something.
I've just been sitting here. I would be shocked and stunned too.
Yeah, it is an appendage consistent with the appearance of a hand.
Yeah, it kind of looks
Yes.
like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's
that
pretty
is
cool.
Exactly what he looks like. And it doesn't help that his neck is so fat,
Yeah, that is true.
muscular. Sorry,
Thick neck.
Not he's a thick neck.
We got bad news and good news. Bad news, you lost a lot of your hand. Good news, we have your Halloween costume for the rest of your life. Hope you like Raphael.
He still has a very cute face.
Oh, he's a cute guy.
It's fine. That's
Very wealthy, very wealthy.
On that very same 4th of July in 2015, 22-year-old Devin Staples was celebrating the holiday with family and friends in Maine. In fact, Devin was having a summer to remember.
Uh-oh.
He had recently gone viral after several videos of him began popping up all over the internet, with hundreds of thousands of views on YouTube.
Oh.
He was, in fact, an actor, or rather, a cast member. Staples worked at Disneyland in Orlando, Florida, performing inside the park dressed as the character Gaston.
Oh, that's fun.
Wow. And I do think Gaston, out of all the characters, would be the most likely to light himself on fire with a firework.
Considering he's like fire.
Yeah.
He's a candle.
No,
No.
Oh,
Gaston is the that's
strong-
Garçon. Gaston is the jacked guy that's trying to bang Belle all the
That's
time.
right. That's
Yes,
right. That's the dude that technically is the good guy of the film.
Yes,
But
thank
they
you.
totally flip it on him and they make him look like a crazy person.
Thank you so much. Also, original Beauty and the Beast. She gets kidnapped by the Beast. She hates the Beast because the Beast is really mean to her.
Yeah.
Then
Right.
she goes back to Gaston, and then he is really nice. But she goes back to the Beast because she has Stockholm syndrome, and the whole thing is much more bizarre.
What that like a book?
That's the OG story.
Yeah.
Where is this OG story?
The
Like-
original one, then they Disneyfied it and made the Beast all nice to her. But in reality, the Beast is all mean to her, and she
Yeah.
still sticks with him because she's all fucked up in the head.
Yeah, I know. We all know it's like a story of Stockholm syndrome.
Yes.
Definitely.
And as I've always said, most princes have spina bifida. So what if she kisses him and then he's like, "Oh, thank you, Bill. You saved me." And she's like, "Oh, yuck, you're a real prince."
Absolutely.
They're all inbred.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, that's really, really gross that Disney just took that story and then like gave it like a cute little bow at the end, like a happy ending. It's like, well, don't worry. Like, if you like fall for the troll, he turns into a really pretty man.
Yeah.
You can dance with him forever.
It's like that Elizabeth Smart story, but like totally different.
Yeah.
When she's all kidnapped.
Holy
It's kind of like that.
shit.
Yeah.
Insane.
So in these viral clips, he can be seen charming little princesses, challenging the manliest men to push-up competitions, and thwarting away less desirable women fawning over him in the street.
Oh, he's all mean to
He's a real asshole to all the fatties.
Throwing away the less desirable women.
That's not nice. They paid a lot of money to live the fantasy that they were a princess.
Wow. That's really messed up.
It is.
Yeah. On this Saturday evening in Maine, however, Devin Staples was only interested in entertaining his friends. Everybody plays the fool from time to time, and Devin decided it would be funny to place a mortar-type explosive on his head and light it off.
God. Very Gaston.
Yes.
Very Gaston.
Yeah.
He's going to end up like Garcon.
His friends tried to tell him that it was a bad idea, so they thought he would put the massive firework down, comfortable in knowing that Devin was not the kind of person who would do something stupid. He was the kind of person who would pretend to do something stupid to make people laugh.
He's an actor.
Yes.
That's half the job.
Right. In another instant, there was an explosion, and when the smoke cleared, Devin's head was gone.
Oh my God.
No shit.
It was gas gone.
Yes, God. I believe it.
Yeah.
That's insane.
His brother Cody remembers the moment painfully, saying, "There was no rushing him to the hospital. There was no Devin left when I got there."
Holy shit.
I hate it.
Yeah.
That's not fun at all.
That sounds like the most brutal scene. It has to be like so surreal where like
Yeah.
you think you're watching some kind of a horror film. But you're like,
Right.
nope, that's legitimately what's left of my brother.
Yeah, those horror movies are pretty accurate. It's what it looks like.
Yeah, I was like, well, that is what it looks like. Isn't it?
And Walt Disney, they had to find themselves a new character actor, didn't they?
No, definitely.
That ain't easy. That ain't easy.
Well, yes, it is.
No, to
They got a
find
line
someone.
waiting outside.
No, for that role.
They got a line out the door.
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
It's all of the very few straight dudes in every theater school all over the country want to be Gaston.
All right, I believe you.
Yeah.
I mean, straight guys like we're fighting for the roles.
Right.
No one's giving us anything.
No.
Were you fighting for Gaston? Did you want to be Gaston?
No,
We can get the costume.
no,
Oh my God.
I don't. I would like to be the Beast
Beauty.
or the Cupboard.
We could all technically do like a Beauty and the Beast fucking
We could do a Halloween thing.
Halloween thing.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's just let's table that.
Let's table it. We'll table it. And
No
circle back.
explosives.
Yeah.
No explosives allowed.
Yeah.
This would, of course, not be the last time someone lost their head due to a fireworks disaster, nor had it
That's
been the
wild.
first.
And that was Disney World public. So many kids around to see that one.
Yeah.
So many families.
Well, that was in Maine, so luckily it wasn't at.
Not at Disney, but it probably reverberated through the park that they knew they lost one of their own.
Oh, in my head it was like right in front of like Cinderella's
Just at the
castle.
gate.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly where it's been happening in my head for the last like 4 minutes.
I mean, if it was the original, it probably would have, because in the original Cinderella, the stepsisters cut off their fucking toes.
Yes.
And try to fit into the sneaker that way.
That's fucked up.
Also, they did it is Air Force Ones now that she's trying to wear in the new Cinderella.
Oh, my God.
It is?
No, but that would be amazing.
That was so Gen Z.
That would actually be like one of the changes that would get sweet.
It really would be.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cinderella's cool.
Yeah.
Can you dunk?
In fact, the deadliest fireworks disaster in history can be traced all the way back to France in 1770 during the wedding ceremony of the future King Louis XVI.
Okay.
I know letters.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's a lot of Louis.
Yeah.
And the name you want to pass on, and pass on.
Little Louis.
Little Louis.
and his bride, Marie Antoinette,
Oh, no shit.
both of whom would find their heads detached from their bodies in decades to come.
Yes, we just looked at the shoe that she was wearing before she got decapitated.
It
Oh,
was quite a fancy little cloggy shoe.
It was a cloggy, fancy shoe.
wow.
Yes.
The Ruggieri brothers, Antonio, Francesco, Gaetano, Petronio, and Pietro, are today considered the founding fathers of modern fireworks. So move over, China.
Okay.
We got some Italians ready to take that over.
Thank
Why
God.
is that?
Because they did, I guess.
They're Italian.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're creative, but also like, they're creative with foods and fire.
Sure.
They know about fire.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. They were born in Italy and emigrated to France around 1740. They would become the patriarchs of a long family line of pyrotechnicians that brought the techniques and features of the fireworks we enjoy today.
Cool.
And they brought that to the kingdoms, the monarchs, the courts, the theaters, the lawns and riverfronts all throughout Europe.
All right.
And the Middle East in the 18th century.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
The nice thing
Yeah,
about
thanks for giving the Middle East explosives.
Yeah, seriously.
we gave them the explosives, and they
Also that.
they don't need fireworks because they have the real thing,
Yeah.
which is bombs.
Yeah, and
Thank you. So fun to see.
oil.
Yeah, that's my new favorite show. Have you seen it? It's streaming right now. World War III. Have you seen it?
It's been, yup.
It's really fun.
Oh, yeah.
The Ruggieris invented multicolored fireworks, moving fireworks, and quick match, which allowed pyrotechnicians to be able to light several fuses at once.
So they're called the Jeris, like Jerii again?
Ruggieri.
Yes, the Ruggiaris.
Ruggieri.
Each clone
I'm gonna start
dumber
a,
than
I'm
the
gonna,
last.
I'm gonna start a band called Jerii and the Jeris.
I like
Nice.
that.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it'll be really fun.
They pioneered mounting displays, mobile displays, waterborne displays, and even artificial volcanoes.
Well, that one's pretty easy. We all did that in like 6th grade.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Little baking soda and
Yeah,
vinegar.
right?
Blah, 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 blah.
The Ruggieris turned fireworks into a spectacle that was once reserved for only the royals and brought it to the public space.
Ooh,
On May,
love that.
yeah,
I love that.
bringing all the ritzy stuff to the little people.
Yeah, give us fucking something.
Yeah, we're gonna kill each other. On May 30th, 1770, in Paris, France, a wedding celebration was held between Dauphin Louis of France and Archduchess Marie Antoinette of Austria. The arranged marriage was a means to unify the two monarchies and bring peace to that western part of Europe that has not seen it in decades.
This is when marriage really meant something.
Yeah,
That's a lot of pressure.
yeah, it solved
Yeah.
problems instead of caused them.
Right? Well, that's true.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Look what's happened with Meghan Markle and her husband.
Yeah, she's splitting up the whole monarchy.
She did it.
Oh, yeah, she technically did, didn't she?
Yeah.
Way to go, Megan.
I can't stop watching that podcast she did with that woman.
Yeah, and she's like, Meghan Markle, she's like, my last name's not Markle, I'm a Sussex.
Yeah, but then she said the power of the word yet.
And yet.
And yet.
Yeah, that actually makes sense for her.
Yeah, I put a little comment. It got a couple of likes on my Instagram that says, it makes me wish I was on Flight 93.
Oh, very nice.
Kind of funny to
That's pretty
think
good.
about 9/11.
Yeah.
The culmination of festivities was to be the fireworks display over the Seine River at the Place de la Concorde.
Ooh,
And of course, the brothers were hired to put on the show.
let's go.
Okay.
This is before the Seine River was so full of human shit.
Yeah, that they had to delay the Olympics.
Ugh.
Oh, they set up a construction site across from the Rue Royale, which was a wide boulevard that connected the city of Paris to the Place de la Concorde. A first-hand account by Louis-Sébastien Mercier, who attended the event, described the scene as, quote, the square and surrounding streets were packed, tightly full of hundreds of thousands of Parisians hoping to get their first glimpse of the fireworks.
Oh my God, you can still smell it to this very day. That's a lot.
Yeah. The fireworks were being launched from the famous Temple of Hymen. So,
You don't want to break that.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, it is. No, we're still a virgin. The Temple of Hymen still stands.
not for long.
Okay.
Oh.
A temporary wooden structure built by the Ruggieri brothers and resembling something more like a stage set than a launch pad.
Oh my God, why you got me thinking of Launchpad now?
Yeah, seriously. I'm just thinking about my ex.
Always something brings you back to your ex. I was thinking of the, was it Chippendales? Who has Launchpad? Oh, Darkwing Duck. Yes.
It was a pyramid structure featuring a platform, fountains, and rising mountain slopes on either side that led to a Greek-style temple at the very top. What began as a dazzling fireworks display quickly turned disastrous when the final rockets of the night ignited the wooden launch platform itself.
Yeah, maybe wood wasn't the right thing to use.
Yeah, seriously. Like what?
Why don't we just put it all on a little kindling?
Yeah,
That'll
they're more fire guys, not fireproofing.
Got you. Okay, very smart.
At first, the crowd in Paris mistook the flames for part of the entertainment. But as the fire spread and the danger became clear, panic swept through the massive gathering.
That is the worst.
Yeah.
When you're like, this show's incredible. Oh, shit.
Oh, this isn't part of the show.
Whoa.
Those flames are licking that hymen.
Seriously.
Oh, my God.
Kind of like when Marilyn Manson fell off that ladder that one time.
I don't remember that.
Well, he actually,
When he was on stage?
Yeah. He fell off. It was like a giant prop ladder that had like 2 giant guns just like on it. Decoration. Climbed up to the top and then it just fully like went down. And at first everyone was like, yeah, but then no one saw him come back up. You're like, oh, whoa. Yeah.
There is something about a goth doing comical slapstick humor that just, you have to laugh. We're all human, aren't we?
It was so, yeah, it was, and the audience was like, no, I hope he's okay. And I was like, well, it's pretty funny.
That's pretty good.
It was pretty good.
But as the fire spread and the danger became clear, panic swept through the massive gathering. Chaos broke out as people surged towards the cramped Rue Royale, the same escape route being used by the aristocrats and royals in carriages, including the newlywed Louis and Marie Antoinette.
Their wedding is ruined.
Yeah, that's what happened at the Station nightclub. They wouldn't allow people to get out the door that the band just went through.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Like, that's for bands only. They just didn't get it.
That's
so
for the
stupid.
That is so stupid.
Yeah. Eyewitnesses later described a scene of terror, with some individuals being trampled underfoot, while others were shoved into the Seine River and drowned.
Okay.
Whoa.
So do you want, you get trampled, you drown, or the fire? How do you want to go out in this scenario?
Shit. I'll take drowning.
You're going to go drowning?
I can also swim.
Oh, so you might live.
Yeah.
I think I just want a boot, maybe just a really big boot to the head.
Yeah.
Smash the brain. But does it work like that?
It doesn't. No, you're
No.
gonna get. It's gonna be like a couple of really painful blows before things really start breaking, and then you'll knock out from pain.
All right, give me the fire. I'm going to take a deep breath, pass out.
Yeah. I'd either do that or I'd take the trampling. I was almost trampled to death once at a Pennywise concert. I was stuck in the front and everyone was pushing. It was crowd crushed towards the stage. And my stomach was on the guardrail and I was getting pushed in. I couldn't breathe. I completely passed out. And one of the guys, the security guards, pulled me over.
Damn.
So it was pretty quick. It hurt for a second.
I think we've mentioned this before, but apparently that Astro World documentary shows it much more serious than we think it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Bad. It looked terrible at the time, but now
it's really bad.
Oh man, I was gearing up to watch that too.
Yeah, and then Travis Scott got a McDonald's meal.
Yeah.
Like named after him.
That's nice.
It involves Sprite.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Louis Sebastian Mercier once again chronicled the scene he witnessed, saying, "I may say without exaggeration that in the general panic and crush, more than 1,200 unfortunate persons lost their lives. Our entire family disappeared, and there was scarcely a household which had not to lament the death of a relative or friend."
Wow.
So everybody knew somebody that died.
Right.
Later, historians have more accurately placed the final death toll at about 3,000, ensuring that it was the deadliest fireworks disaster of all time.
Oh my God, and that led them into a war for 20 years in Afghanistan?
What? Exactly.
Yeah. Louis and Marie Antoinette were understandably horrified by the tragedy. They donated their personal wealth to the victims and their families, helping to bury the dead at the cemetery of La Ville-l'Évêque.
Oh, well, that's one of the better ones.
Yeah.
How'd you get in there? Wow. That's going to be a pretty cool ghost.
Yeah, so it's very nice. Well, it's just nice of them to have helped,
Bury all the dead?
Yep.
Yeah, well, it's really nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they hired the group of morons in the first place. But
They also did, yeah.
In the ultimate irony, 23 years later, they would both be buried in that same cemetery, their torsos tossed in a heap, their bodies left without their heads, much like Devin Staples.
Wow.
Whoa. All right. You want that. You're going to want that.
Yeah.
When it comes to your head.
Yeah, you're gonna want that. Yep.
And they say the human mind doesn't die right away. It takes about 30 seconds.
Oh, that's fun.
Absolutely insane.
Right?
A little scary.
That sounds like a nightmare of 30 seconds.
It sounds interesting, though. Like, I wish there was a drug. Do any drugs simulate, like, your head's chopped off?
No.
Well, DMT simulates what goes through your head when you die, so you can get kind of close to that, but I don't know about your head getting cut off. Yeah, your pineal gland, it just excretes DMT when you're dying. That's why people see all crazy shit.
But then I heard sometimes, what I heard was sometimes if you actually do have a near death and you took too many drugs, you don't get the super trippy near death.
No.
You wasted it all.
Oh, no.
And I want that fucking near death shit.
Damn.
That should be a bigger PSA.
Yeah.
Don't do drugs because if you die, then
You got
you won't get the
you
light
don't
show.
get the ultimate high of death.
Wow.
supposed to be pretty rad.
Damn. Downside of doing drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just say no.
Yeah.
Because you want to. I don't know. That's horrible.
That's
I don't know if it's gonna work.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a weird way to say don't do drugs.
Yeah. Don't do drugs because when you die, you're gonna want to trip out a little bit.
Right. Like the only bad thing. That's the only downside of drugs, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that is fireworks. If you want to hear more about a terrible fireworks incident, you can go back to Death and Entertainment, the story about the Station nightclub fire, because that was absolutely insane.
That was the Great White.
Yes.
The band.
Yes.
Yes. And yes. And
Literally.
yes. Literally.
They're going to say the great white of house club fires.
I mean, that's
Oh, yes. It was a lot of Caucasian.
So now we move on to aerial displays.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like nipples?
Areolas.
Aerials.
Oh.
No, that got Janet Jackson banned still from the Super Bowl.
That's a shame.
Insane. That's so.
That is insane.
It's a nice nipple.
It was a beautiful ring.
Pierced and everything, yeah.
Expensive ring.
How are we ever going to explain to our children what a female nipple is? And now all these people have gay kids, and it's like you should have let them look. You should have let them fall in love with the female nipple.
Yep, very true.
So the story of the Ruggieris does not end here. In fact, the family business is still very much in operation in France to this day. Claude Ruggieri was born in Paris in 1777, the son of the fourth Ruggieri brother, Petronio. Claude...
Always hammered.
Yeah.
They call me Petronio. They said it was easier than call me drunk fucking asshole.
Yeah, whatever you say, Petronio.
Yeah.
Claude, more so than his father and uncles, became obsessed with balloons, rockets, and parachutes.
Why
It's
not?
aerial stuff.
Yeah, it's all up in the air.
There it is.
I don't want to see fire. I want to see my uncle up there.
Yeah.
I could see that. This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know,
Things in the sky.
things in this gay.
So Claude, along with his friend and inventor, balloonist friend, André Jacques Garnier,
Which means he has a balloon fetish.
Yeah.
latex.
He invented the balloon fetish, probably.
That one is an odd one where they like the popping. I don't fully get that
They like
one.
the pop. They like the rubbing
You're
too.
right.
They like how it gets all big and bulbous, and they're like, "Yeah, put more air in that bitch."
Yeah. And then that sound. That sound is like nails on a chalkboard, but they.
And they're like, "Yeah, I'm putting one on my stomach, and then you put one on your stomach, and then we like bump together, and then just like rub them, but don't make them pop.
Don't make them. Yeah,
not yet.
Oh my.
Not yet. Don't do it yet.
I'll tell you when.
Just a lot of work. That is a lot of work.
Oh my God.
That's all right.
So these two guys, they designed the first ever aerial fireworks display. On Bastille Day, 1801, Ruggieri and Garnier successfully launched a balloon carrying fireworks into the air, which ignited the Parisian skies.
Okay. Cool so far.
Yeah. Next, Claude became fascinated by rockets and parachutes. He began experiments with self-guided rockets, and more specifically, the idea of using them to carry passengers into the air.
Nope.
I don't like the idea of rockets carrying
Hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hard pass on that one.
Yeah. So shoot you off into a rocket, and then he wanted to have his parachute bring them down to Earth.
And this was in the 1800s?
Yes.
Okay,
Holy
no, I'm not
shit.
going to. I don't.
Absolutely
I
not.
don't really trust it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in 1806, Ruggieri began sending mice and rats up in rockets. And then recovered them through the use of parachutes. So I wonder if it was like small bottle rockets and then it's just a tiny little parachute.
It's like it's got a little mouse with its little hat on, a little air traffic controller thing.
Going up, okay, ready to go. Little mouse. Had some down, his hair's all blown back.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
Oh my God, that was crazy. Send me back up. Yeah. You're just the mouse we want.
I feel alive. Let me do it again.
He also once launched a sheep roughly 600 feet into the air.
Oh my, the sheep is not a air animal.
How did he launch? Poor sheep.
Shot it with a rocket. And then brought it back down unharmed, he claims, with parachutes.
Deeply traumatized.
Exactly.
How?
Unharmed is very subjective there.
How did he get the parachute to like go off from the top if he's at the bottom?
I have no clue.
It like a lever someone has to pull?
They're doing good. They're real scientists.
For
yeah.
1800s, and they're doing these successfully. The sheep is coming back down.
Yeah. I think most of the time we experiment
How
with animals,
does the
they die.
parachute go
I don't
off?
know.
Fuck if I know.
That's insane.
It's the wrong crowd for this. Anyone? No.
Anyone?
Pano might know.
Yeah.
I want-
okbudpod@gmail.com. Let us know.
I want receipts on this story. This is a wild fucking story.
It is. As a result, Ruggieri is credited with being the first person to ever successfully launch living animals into the air using rocket technology.
Good for him.
Technology.
Good for him.
I'm imagining that it's like that sepia colored, the 1800s, everything was sepia colored.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. And then he just has like a giant box with giant matches and he picks one up and he like swipes it on the side.
Oh, yes.
And then he sends it off.
Yeah. It's fun.
This all came 150 years before the Soviets and Americans began the space race. And we were sending dogs and monkeys and everybody else.
We did a bunch of shit.
Cats. Yeah.
Then they say people, but I don't believe it.
We did. We did. We have sent people
to the moon?
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah,
that's not 100%.
We're not getting into this.
We're not.
No, that's a whole nother episode.
Jesus
Cow.
Christ.
For his next feat, in 1830, Ruggieri announced that he would use a cluster of rockets to lift an even heavier animal into the air.
Better leave my big creatures alone.
This time, a ram. However, an 11-year-old boy stood up and offered to replace the ram as a passenger on the test flight.
No.
And how do you do?
Plans were made for the young man to ascend to the heavens.
Jesus Christ. Of course his parents weren't around anywhere.
No, probably. Yeah, he's just an orphan in France.
Or just like this is like even before latchkey kids were a thing.
Right.
Like it's way before.
Yeah.
So they were just like, hey, maybe come back. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if he was cute like the fat kid from Up, I'd be like, all right. You get it. All right, little meatball, get on up there.
Yeah.
French authorities, however, intervened and canceled the flight, apparently due to the volunteers' young age. So they were like, it's okay if they're a little bit older.
Yeah, come on, French losers.
Not 11, dude.
Yeah,
like 13. Come on.
Go. I say let him up there.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yet the French obsession with flight would not end there. By the dawn of the 20th century, a new inventor, Franz Reichelt, would take center stage. Reichelt was known by the epithet, the Flying Tailor.
Cool.
Flying tailor.
Name's Franz. You might know me as the Flying Tailor.
Nope, never heard of it.
People call me. They call me that.
Is that because your fly is down?
Again.
Born in Austria but living in France, Franz was in fact a tailor by trade, as well as an inventor and pioneer of the development of wearable parachutes.
Wearable.
Just in case.
Just in case you got up onto a platform high enough.
Right. And if you want to look like a fruit bat all the time.
You never know when you're going to need a parachute.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He just has it out and it's just dragging trash behind him.
Right.
For real.
Pretty cool.
How?
Yeah, the Flying Tailor.
Franz began his experiments with the use of crash test dummies, his own version.
Nice.
His own version of crash test dummies.
Were they people or animals?
Right. Like what is his version of a crash test?
Like a mannequin. Because he was a tailor, so he
Yeah.
had mannequins to throw around.
Because I remember when they were really pushing crash test dummies. Y'all are too young to remember that cartoon.
Oh, I didn't remember that.
There was a cartoon.
Yeah, the other guy's name was Axel, which is funny.
Crash and Axel.
Yeah,
That's
right.
pretty funny.
Yeah, so it was propaganda. Like for safety and driving safety.
Oh, right,
It's just like don't get me going on Captain Planet.
Oh, that is insane.
Yeah.
Propaganda.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wow.
So he found early success by equipping the dummies with foldable silk wings,
Okay.
dropping them from the heights of 50 to 75 feet.
All right.
They touched down lightly in his description.
Great.
Lightly.
They were probably like, bam!
Yeah.
Right.
It was pretty light.
But applying these prototypes towards human use proved very difficult.
Why? Because we weigh so much more?
Yeah, we weigh more. We're moving around.
But don't sheep weigh a lot?
Yeah, probably as much as a dummy. I think they can't weigh as much as we do.
I think a sheep would be more than a dummy.
Well, I will do some searching.
Some research.
Thank you.
In 1911, Colonel Lalance of the Aero Club de France offered a 10,000 franc, which is 12,000 US, reward for the development of a reliable parachute for aviators.
Okay.
And that was a lot of money back then.
Yeah, they had strict criteria. 1, the parachute had to weigh no more than 55 pounds. And 2, the contest would be open to contenders over a span of 3 years. So they're giving them some time.
Okay.
Okay, so I searched average weight of a French sheep. They say they can be 250 to 300 pounds.
Whoa!
So yeah, and apparently, and that one landed super safely and lightly.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Wow. I didn't know they were that fucking huge. That's scary.
I can't picture how he's strapping these things to a rocket.
Right.
Well, Franz responded to the challenge by continually modifying his design, managing to lighten the apparatus while expanding its fabric to a surface area of about 130 square feet.
I feel like the French were really big on this stuff because do you remember the first guy that was like, I created a suit, like a bodysuit where I can fly, and then he jumped off the, what's the name of that place? Not the Empire State Building, the big old thing in France.
Statue of Liberty?
No, in
The Eiffel
the Eiffel
Tower?
Tower.
Eiffel Tower.
And
then he just fell right down.
Yes.
And then they were like, it didn't work at all
shit.
because he died.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
Eiffel Towering has a different meaning now.
From all the way from the top?
Yeah, it was all the way from the top, and he just like fell right down.
Oh my god.
There's footage of it.
There is.
Yeah.
I just saw it on Instagram.
Oh
now,
my god.
now Eiffel Towering involves a sexual act.
Oh, right.
It makes you create life instead of take it away.
It could.
Yes.
Yeah. Despite these efforts,
Mom, how was I born? Well,
it was very French.
yes, it was me, your dad, your dad's friend.
Uncle Greg. So despite these efforts, his trials using dummies, they consistently ended in failure, with the test objects crashing to the ground in the courtyard of his housing complex, which had to be so fucking annoying.
You think your neighbor is bad?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Just constantly crashing test dummies into the porch there.
It was kind of fun, though.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's just Peter. Don't worry. You get used to it.
Can't even have a cookout out here. Undeterred, Franz attempted a personal test jump in 1911 from a height of approximately 33 feet. Although the parachute did not function properly, a strategically placed straw heap prevented serious harm.
Very good.
Straw.
Good old straw heap.
Good old straw heap. Where were you on 9/11? I don't know why I'm thinking of 9/11 so much.
I don't know why are you bringing that up.
I don't know why I'm bringing it up.
I think if they drew it through a giant straw heap in front of the towers, it would have stopped
Yeah,
it.
but that probably wouldn't have worked.
Yeah.
Flammable and everything was horrible. It was a bad day.
Yeah, I was not.
I'm still working through the trauma.
Yeah. Well, never forget.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This did not deter Franz. He attempted again, where a fall from 26 feet left him with a broken leg.
Oh.
He should be so lucky.
Yeah, the straw heap didn't really work too well.
Yeah.
A little bit.
And I'm guessing they didn't invent all of the plushy like things that we have now for stunt people.
I think they would sleep on straw beds with straw pillowcases and stuff and straw pillows.
Really?
Sounds itchy.
Yeah, I think
God, that sounds uncomfortable.
really uncomfortable.
Believing the suit needed more height and time to deploy successfully, Franz began petitioning the Paris authorities to allow him to use the newly built Eiffel Tower to further test his experiments.
Okay.
Finally, in early February of 1912, he announced to the media that he had finally received permission and would shortly conduct an experiment from the Eiffel Tower to prove the value of his invention.
Oh my goodness, we've discussed.
We have. Early on the morning of Sunday, February 4th at 7 a.m., Franz Reichelt arrived at the Eiffel Tower accompanied by two friends. So that's fun. You bring two of your buddies with you, like, you're going to fucking really do this thing?
Yeah, two really not good friends.
Yeah. They're like, dude, he's really going to do it. You're going to owe me fucking so much money.
Yeah, this is awesome. You bet, right?
Yeah.
Over, under? Like,
Yeah.
he's going under.
He was already dressed in the experimental parachute, and newsreel footage actually captured him showcasing the outfit in its compact form. Local newspapers reported it as barely bulkier than normal clothing, which is probably not good.
No.
When worn with the parachute folded, it allowed for full freedom of movement. Deploying the parachute was intended to be straightforward. All one had to do was simply extend the arms outward to form a cross shape with the body.
Uh-oh.
He had automatic releases on this thing? That's insane.
Yeah.
When opened, the suit took on the appearance of a large silk cloak with an oversized hood and a canopy of 16 feet.
Really stupid Batman.
Yeah, basically.
It's the flying tailor.
Whoa.
The suit's weight was about 20 pounds.
Okay.
The weather that morning was bitterly cold, with sub-zero temperatures and a brisk wind sweeping over the Champ de Mars.
And up all the way up there, probably even colder.
Oh, he was cold.
Yeah.
I don't like that one bit.
So he took to it and ascended the Eiffel Tower. His friends urged him to reconsider, suggesting he use a dummy for the demonstration instead.
Okay. Well, that's nice of the friends
That's
anyway.
nice. There you go.
Yeah, all these friends are trying to talk people out of doing dumb shit.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
I did the little ascent up the Eiffel Tower. I've done that before. It's fine. It's a little overrated.
Yeah.
You think it's overrated?
It's stairs. It's
I mean, I know it's stairs and in elevators and stuff, but at the same time, like as someone that's afraid of heights, like I couldn't make it past the first level.
It's scary like that.
The first level was where I was like, this is enough. And then I looked up and I was like, oh, there's like 2 more levels? Absolutely not.
Right. And
Forget about it.
When you get to the top, it like sways a little bit.
Absolutely
At
not.
some point, it is going to fall. So
Yeah. Nope. Miss me with that.
I
Well,
agree.
his friends reassured him that there would be future opportunities for him to test the parachute himself.
Yeah, gravity isn't going anywhere, bro. It's going to be here for a while.
For real.
When that failed to sway him, they pointed to the strong wind as a serious safety concern and advised him to postpone the jump until conditions improved. Despite their efforts, he remained unwavering.
Wow.
This is his life calling, dude.
Yeah.
This is the plan. He couldn't
needs
stop
to
if he wanted to. He needs to jump. He needs it, yeah.
Undiscouraged by his earlier failures, he told reporters that he had complete faith in his invention and was
no.
confident it would perform as intended.
Even though it had never worked before.
No.
With one day, I'll be reincarnated as Stockton Rush.
Oh, God.
And I will find the Titanic.
When asked if he planned to take any safety measures, such as securing himself with a rope, he firmly declined, insisting that he was prepared to entrust his life entirely to his own device.
My God.
He did it. He definitely did that.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. Like, just they're giving you all of these options. And, like, just do it with these safety measurements in hand. You can still test out your own device. You still have a fail-safe to survive.
Right.
Also, like, if it did work, what's the reaction? Like, oh.
Right.
Whoa, you did. Oh, wow. You didn't fall. You fell slow.
Yeah.
You fell all different and slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is all like a more polite way of saying, I ain't no pussy.
Basically.
Yeah.
He's getting up there. So he was quoted in the newspapers as saying, I want to try the experiment myself and without trickery, as I intend to prove the worth of my invention. You're going to see how my 159 pounds and my parachute will give your arguments the most decisive of denials.
Oh, he thought because he was all skinny and brittle and shit, he would be able to do it. He's like, I'm half bird. My bones are hollow.
He literally, he's so prepared to be like, you guys are going to see. Watch. Just watch.
You'll all see.
Yeah.
And if it did work again, maybe 2 days in the press, maybe he gets the front page.
Well, I mean, this would be huge. It would be gigantic that someone jumped off the Eiffel Tower and survived.
All right.
And you could too.
No. All right.
Keep in mind, fireworks were crazy at this time.
That's true.
Again, fireworks are still crazy.
They still are.
Yeah, they've stood the test of time.
At 8:22 a.m., observed by a crowd of about 30 journalists and curious onlookers,
Oh, no.
Franz readied himself, standing on a stool placed against the guardrail of the Eiffel Tower's first deck.
Oh,
We all would have been there, but because we didn't sleep the night before, we'd have been like, what the fuck's going on up there?
Yeah.
Is that guy going to jump? No, you're tripping, dude.
was like,
I think he's going
nah.
to jump.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you're still fucked up from last night.
This is last night.
It was 187 feet above the ground, which didn't mean much at the time, but that's now the police code for murder.
Does it
What
tie?
is?
Does it tie?
187.
Oh, got it.
It's a 187 on an undercover cop.
Oh, I thought it was motherfucking cop.
Well, they say both.
Oh, interesting.
I did the radio safe version.
Oh.
After adjusting his apparatus with the assistance of his friends and checking the wind direction by throwing a piece of paper taken from a small book, which hopefully it wasn't a Bible verse.
Yup. That's about right.
That is, yeah, that's going to help.
Saying his
Exact
last
same thing.
his last words, he let out a very cheery, "See you soon,"
Oh, my God.
as he placed one foot on the guardrail, hesitated for about 40 seconds,
Wow.
and then leapt outwards.
Holy shit. Fucking
Oh my God. That reminds me, one of Prince Charles's or one of the prince's friends just swallowed a bee while playing polo.
Oh, yeah,
and
the
then
billionaire.
and he died.
His last words were, I think I've swallowed something.
Right,
You
right.
sure did, pal.
See you soon. 40 seconds. In those 40 seconds, he was like, man, I could take this, but nah, I'm already here.
Nah,
Fuck it.
Yeah, when you're doing something that intense, 40 seconds must seem like so long.
Yeah.
Just staring down to your own death.
I would be so nervous. I hate heights so much.
Yeah.
And it was the first deck of the Eiffel Tower.
It was just the first?
Yeah, the same place that I didn't make it past.
Oof.
Wow, honestly, if he would have gone up higher, maybe it would have been better.
I mean, that's what my friends are pilots. They say if there is anything that goes wrong with a plane, the higher up you are, the better you are. It's counterintuitive, but you have more time to correct.
Fantastic. Well, that's great.
Yeah,
I love that.
Hopefully.
More time to correct.
Yeah, if we ever go on a tour or when we go on tour, it's going to be called driving. We're going to drive. Yes.
Nice.
10
I
hour,
love that.
10-hour radius. That's
I
it.
love that.
I'll drive. Don't worry about it.
I know. Your car's so comfortable.
It is, unless I try to park. I'm going to drive, and then Jerii, you
And
can
then
park.
I'll park. Yeah.
Because I don't know spaces very well.
Yeah.
Well, this guy didn't know distances either.
Hmm.
His parachute, which only seemed to be half open, his entire parachute folded around him almost immediately, and he fell for a few seconds before striking the frozen soil at the foot of the tower.
Wow.
It's also, it's nice that it was frozen, too. Makes it, nice.
Pretty immediate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reporters and onlookers rushed to his body. His right leg and arm were crushed.
Shit.
His skull and spine were broken.
Oh my God.
He was bleeding from his mouth, nose, and ears.
Oh my God.
Which that's
Tell me, guys, did it work?
Did I do good?
Yeah,
He's gonna tell
yeah, buddy, you did great.
Yeah.
You did great, buddy.
Am I still flying?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Go.
Wait till they get a load of me.
Right. Oh my God.
Go.
That's so sad.
Newspapers noted that his eyes were wide open and dilated. So he hit the ground and was like,
Oh my God. Shit.
Holy, I mean, yeah, it must be a crazy realization, and it's not even enough time to even realize that it's like, oh, I'm not slowing down. I'm fully falling.
Yep.
That's the thing. I know, Jerii, you said you've gone skydiving as well, but that was my first thought after I jumped out, it was pure terror, and then it was complete bliss, and then it was, holy fuck, the parachute needs to open because we're flying at the ground at like 100-something miles an hour.
Oh, it sounds awful. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, no, I don't know. When I free fell, I kind of loved it.
Yeah.
I like the free because I mean the falling out of the plane like really really sucked.
Oh my God.
It just made my whole body like melt.
Yeah.
But the second like the wind like catches up with you and then it feels like you're racing.
You're like floating almost.
It feels like I was going fast and not just like falling. Like I felt like I was falling forward kind of thing.
Yeah.
So crazy.
But then I felt it when the parachute opened and I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I'm in the middle of the sky.
Yeah, then you felt
That's when I freaked out.
Then you felt a little poke come through because
No,
the guy was all aroused.
The dude was, because the dude ended up freaking just catcalling me from behind.
Oh my God.
In the middle of the air.
Yeah. Well, he was already dead by the time anyone reached him.
Oh,
Yeah.
Way dead.
Yeah, way dead.
He was 33 years old.
Whoa, you packed a lot into that.
It's the same age as Jesus.
And me.
Yeah.
And Larry Bird's number.
Wow, look at that.
That.
A lot of things have 33.
Yeah.
Have 33s.
But all of those people.
Chris Farley, John Belushi.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Wow.
I always thought I was
Chris
going to die
Farley's
at
so
33,
young.
but then you don't die at 33, and then it's like, okay. And now I'm almost 44, and that's when John Candy died. So now I realize I'm just going to have to live until, I think I'm going to die at 88.
There you go. Double it.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Right on.
I just feel like 88.
I think I'm probably going to go around 123.
I could
Wow.
see that.
Yeah.
You're going to live a long time.
Yeah.
That's too long.
compact.
Yeah. I mean, I knew all of my great grandmothers. Like there's technically a long lifespan in,
I love
in my
that.
family.
I love that.
Yeah.
Footage of the incident shared with the public showed Franz in his final moments before the fatal jump. Film of the attempt, including the actual footage of him slamming off the ground and being hastily removed from the scene, and onlookers measuring the depth of the crater left behind by his body, can still be seen today.
It can?
Yeah, so that's what me and Ben were talking about right before this story. We were actually preempting this. We've seen the footage of it.
Yeah, it's fucking disgusting.
I do want to. Unfortunately, I want to see the footage.
Yeah.
I don't want to, but I do.
Yeah, I mean, you do. It's interesting.
Yeah.
It is
Jesus.
very interesting.
And also, while he was going up the Eiffel Tower, how come people didn't just secretly set up some kind of a cushion
Right.
while he was going up? And they were like, "Yeah, buddy, no, yeah, we'll let you for sure jump off." And then once he gets onto the stairs, they're just like, "All right, start setting up the hay sack or something."
I don't want to shame the dead, but he sounds like really obnoxious.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Yeah.
a total prick who is just he has a lot of
really
hubris.
full of himself. Yeah,
Hubris.
literally
He's just
the
like,
same-
I'm going to do it. I'm going to just okay, buddy, do it then.
exactly.
Oh, you did it.
Yeah, you did it. He did.
And he did it,
Right.
just like Stockton Rush. You're right.
Did we learn anything from it?
No.
Okay. There was no math or no formula we learned from it.
Nah.
It's just don't do
Well,
that.
yeah, terminal velocity.
Yeah.
News traveled slow at the time, and in fact, on February 2nd, 1912, just 2 days prior to his fatal jump, an American maintenance worker named Frederick R. Law, sounds like a lawyer,
It's very creative.
Freddie Law.
Freddie Law.
He had successfully parachuted from the viewing platform of the torch of the Statue of Liberty.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And that came from the French.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice?
Yep.
And he successfully did it.
That's cool.
Damn.
But then he must have hit the water, right?
But they said, well, no, he just.
There's a little bit of land around.
There's
it.
of course.
There's
Okay.
land around it.
Okay.
So he jumped 151 feet from the base of the statue.
Wow.
Seemingly on a whim. So he just was like, I'm going to go, start base jumping now.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he
USA.
was better with the winds because didn't his friend say that the wind velocity was dangerous for the French guy?
Yes.
So and as soon as he fell, like the parachute immediately like folded over and wrapped around him.
Yeah.
So I think the winds did have a lot to do with it as
It
well.
may have.
Don't forget, this is all a part of that competition too. So he was trying to win $12,000. So that's why in that time, that's just an insane amount of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this guy, Frederick R. Law, who jumped off the Statue of Liberty, he already won the prize because he successfully did it.
Oh,
So
so
this guy who jumped off the Eiffel Tower didn't know that the prize was already won.
this is a global prize?
Yes.
I blame all of us then.
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, we're all complicit in this.
You
parachute
have to
race.
wait for the Raven to get to your city to let you know what the update is on the game.
It's got to communicate with the little dog, and then the dog's got to go talk to a child, and
Right,
you got to not
right.
believe the child, and then
Spies.
yeah.
As the 20th century moved along, more Americans were beginning to steal the proverbial torch from the French in the world of aerial feats and accomplishments. Take that, French.
Yeah, Jerii sent me an Instagram clip. Apparently in 2012, they tried to bring back horse jumping or horse diving.
Horse diving?
They were
That's horrible.
They were taking horses on really high platforms.
Yeah.
And literally diving straight into water.
What? And then I
Yeah.
did a little research, and apparently the horses didn't like it, and they had massive PTSD.
Yep.
And then once they could no longer jump, they would be killed.
Oh my God.
Holy
Yeah, they're like
Jesus.
that. He got scared.
That's
Made him walk the
insane.
plank.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, many horses broke their neck because, it's all stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To horse dive.
The hell is that? I think that humans have a fascination with jumping off things.
We really do.
It's another thing that's like it's a simple but still some kind of a magical phenomenon to us, like fireworks.
Well, there's a lot of cultures where you become a man when you jump off like a big old cliff or something.
Exactly,
And it's
like,
like, why
yeah.
are we, I don't want to be a man.
It always translates like more as you get older. 'Cause you're younger and you're like, man, you see that rock? I'm gonna jump off that shit.
Cool.
And yeah, but then you get older, that part doesn't go away, and you're like, see that Eiffel Tower? I'm gonna jump off of it. It's like, why? Why, dude?
Because I can.
That's cool.
So during World War I, and even more so in World War II, combat pilots known as flying aces became the stars of newspapers and movie theater newsreels around the world. With names like the Red Baron, Eddie Rickenbacker, and Chuck Yeager.
Whoa.
Okay, well, one's a liquor, one's a pizza, and then the other one just didn't really do anything, huh?
The other one had rickets.
Yeah.
These pilots were real-life superheroes, and if they were lucky enough to see life after the war, they became A-list celebrities.
Cool.
Yeah. No flying ace during the time received more success or fame than the American Richard Bong.
Oh, let's go.
Born on September
He's
24th.
flying high.
Hey.
Let's go.
Born on September 24th in 1920 in Superior, Wisconsin.
Oh, wow. Very nice. A beautiful place. Beautiful.
Bong became obsessed with airplanes at a young age. President Calvin Coolidge had a summer home in Superior, and a young Bong remembers the Daily Mail planes. The Daily Mail planes fly to and from the summer White House, sending and delivering all the important news and correspondences of the time.
Wow, different time. Bongs at the White House. Fun era.
At the age of 18 in 1938, Richard enrolled in the Civilian Pilot Training Program and began taking private flying lessons. On May 29th, 1941, still over 6 months before Pearl Harbor, Bong enlisted in the Army Air Corps Aviation Cadet Program.
No way we'll lose that war. No, we didn't.
Yeah.
That was the one we won.
Yeah. One of his flight instructors at the time was Captain Barry Goldwater,
Oh, my goodness.
later a U.S. Senator from Arizona and candidate for president in 1964.
Sounds like an Austin Powers villain.
Yeah, he was kind of. I read his book. It was interesting. He began a different kind of conservative movement. Yes, but I believe he lost to Lyndon Johnson.
Big Dick Lyndon.
Yes.
Bong's accomplishments and feats of bravery in war have been recorded in great detail throughout the decades since World War II. So for the sake of the podcast, we'll keep it brief. Bong was sent to the Pacific Theater in the war, flying in battles such as Bunagona and the Philippines campaign. He flew for the United States Army Air Forces and achieved a rank of major. Major Dick Bong.
Major Dick Bong, hot box in his plane. What do you call that? Cockpit.
Nice.
There's a bong in the cockpit.
And it's Dick.
Yeah.
He was ultimately awarded the Air Medal 15 times, Distinguished Flying Cross 7 times, Silver Star twice, and the Distinguished Service Cross, and the highest possible military decoration of them all, the Medal of Honor by General Douglas MacArthur.
And a gold bong.
Golden Dick.
Oh, a gold Dick Bong.
Ooh.
I like that.
Yeah.
The balls or the bubbler.
Yeah, just smoke it out of the tip.
Oh, yes.
On April 12, 1944, Bong shot down his 26th and 27th Japanese aircraft.
Dang.
This is surpassing Eddie Rickenbacker's American record of 26 during World War I.
What's to stop you from just lying? We'll just make it up.
Bong later explained his personal fighting and flying style in simple terms. Quote, he considered his gunnery accuracy to be poor, so he compensated by getting as close to his targets as possible to make sure he hit them. In some cases, he flew through the debris of exploding enemy aircraft, and on one occasion, he collided with his target.
Damn.
So yeah, he was just getting right up close, just actually putting it to the side of their head and bang.
Holy hell.
In midair. That's crazy.
Wait, and colliding into his target was not the death of him?
I guess not.
What the fuck?
Just
How does
nicked
he
him, I guess. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know.
Nobody kills the Bong.
That was just people, men being men.
Oh.
You know, back in the day.
Yeah. Aerial locker room talk.
Yeah. Grab him by the bong.
Over a year before the war was over, Richard Bong had established himself as the most effective pilot in U.S. military history.
Nice.
With a verifiable 40 enemy planes shot down and another 11 receiving substantial damage.
Wow. So if there's are there 2 people per plane? Or is it just 40 people, or did he kill 80 people?
No, it's with these like jets.
Yeah.
Isn't it one person?
Just one person?
It's possible there might have been more people on board, but it's 40 enemy planes.
Okay. We'll give him 40 then. He got 40 kills.
Yeah. With another 11 that, were knocked around enough to be substantially damaged.
Okay.
Yeah. He was so popular back home that he was given a promotion and given leave from combat. So they're like, you've done so well, you can go home.
Honorable discharge.
Yeah.
From
Dick Bong.
That's what conceived us all.
Honorable discharge.
Yes, indeed. I'll never forget when my father saluted.
Pew, pew.
Nice. He must have had massive PTSD, though. So it'd be interesting getting all the awards and him just shaking and kind of dying inside.
Yeah, seriously.
Must be
Just
awful.
everyone is like, fantastic job. And he's like, yeah, I'm a murderer.
Yeah, it's kind of sticking with me.
Yeah.
The war's kind of staying with me.
Yeah. The military felt that the death of Bong would be so detrimental to American morale that it was better he not continue fighting at all.
Wow.
That's interesting.
He's worth more alive than dead. That's pretty,
Okay.
crazy.
That's good.
In the final year of the war, Bong toured the United States as a celebrity, promoting war bonds at various PR events.
Oh, they got him into crypto.
Yeah, they did.
That's great.
Crypto at the time, yeah.
Awesome.
Just buy this ticket and don't lose it. By August of 1945, he became a test pilot. He flew some of the most technologically advanced planes at the time, jet planes that would later define the Cold War era. Working for Lockheed Martin at their plant in Burbank, California.
Oh, right. Oh, we're right here.
Bong flew the futuristic P-80 Shooting Star jet fighter. Over 12 test flights, he had logged a total of 4 hours and 15 minutes of flight time.
Well, that's not that much.
Yeah.
Okay.
His 13th and final time came on August 6, 1945.
Uh-oh.
During takeoff, the main fuel pump on Bong's aircraft failed.
Uh-oh, that's not good.
For reasons unknown, he did not engage the backup pump.
What?
Dick's got a pump.
You want to engage the backup pump?
Yeah.
You want to engage the backup.
Come on.
He attempted to eject, but the altitude was too low for his parachute to deploy properly.
Wow.
That seems like the name of the game this episode.
Yep, the dick needed to ejaculate, but he wasn't able to.
Higher.
Wasn't erect enough.
It needs to be higher.
Yeah, maybe he was smoking too much out of that bong and his ding-dong didn't work no more.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
The plane in Bong's life went down in a small field near the intersection of Oxnard and Satsuma in North Hollywood.
Holy
That's
shit.
right around-
That is right fucking there.
We're horrifying.
Yeah. Isn't there like a Taco Bell there or something?
Yeah.
Maybe as a monument for bong.
For bongs, yeah.
Yeah.
Dong.
He was 24 years old.
Wow.
Oh my God, he did all of that at 24?
Yeah.
Well, we live longer now, so it's normal to have a
Yeah,
longer
right,
time before you
yeah,
succeed at anything. You know, Morgan Freeman was 50 before he got his major first roles.
That's great.
Right,
Yeah, we're
right,
fine.
yeah,
We're doing
yeah.
fine.
Keep telling myself that every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the other French guy was like, he was 33, and then his whole life he was just like shooting up animals into the sky.
Right,
with rockets.
right. Yep.
And I'm like, I haven't shot anything up with rocket.
Not yet.
No.
Not yet. No.
I haven't jumped off anything.
Not
I
yet.
don't want to jump. I jumped off a plane.
What did Meghan Markle say? Yet. We haven't exploded ourselves yet.
Yeah.
Yet.
The death of Richard Bong became immediate national news. But August 6, 1945 was also the day the U.S. dropped its first atomic bomb on Hiroshima.
Right.
Good.
Flew a little under the radar then.
Yeah, I thought that date sounded a little familiar.
Right. Kind of overshadowed the death of Bong.
Yeah. The Los Angeles Times headline on that day read, quote, "Atomic bomb hits Japan / jet plane explosion kills Major Bong."
Ground control to Major Bong.
Despite the American public's morale, Bong had died technically during the war, but in less than a month, the war would be over.
Right. And he didn't die fighting in the war.
Right.
Yeah.
He was doing test flights in Burbank.
That's so much sadder.
Crashing in our backyards.
It's actually ironic because they really ruined a good story of a martyr.
They really did.
Bong's body was returned to Wisconsin for burial. In the 1950s, construction began on the Richard Bong Air Force Base in southeastern Wisconsin.
Oh, that's cool.
Is it there?
However, by 1959, the plan was abandoned and the land is now the Richard Bong State Recreation Area.
Oh, that's sweet. Let's go.
Recreational marijuana, perhaps.
Yes.
Today, a bridge in Superior, Wisconsin is named after him, the Bong Memorial Bridge.
Yep. People be smoking on that. All them cool kids be smoking on there.
Yep.
It's a beautiful, winding, curving piece of art and engineering, unlike any bridge you will ever see. It was completed in 1984 and spans over 11,800 feet of the St. Louis Bay on Lake Superior.
Dang. All right. All right.
And just like that story, this episode has now come to a close.
Bong.
But we have plenty more where that came from next week for part 2 of Death by Public Spectacle.
There's a part 2.
There's a part 2.
Dude.
And by the time that comes out, the episode after that will have full strength. We'll have full video here of the new studio that's currently under construction. And
Yes.
we will be going hard.
Oh, we're going to go real hard.
Yeah.
So hard.
Dick hard.
Yeah, bong hard.
Yeah.
So if you have any episodes you want us to do, email us at deathandentertainment@gmail.com. And go to patreon.com/diebud. 2 podcasts, 1 Patreon. And we got much content coming your way.
I have an episode I want us to do. Juana Barraza.
Oh.
This chick. She was a
Juana?
Juana. She was a Mexican serial killer / professional wrestler.
Whoa.
I think I've heard of her.
Yeah, she killed like a lot of people.
Yeah.
Wow.
She was Anyway, I would love to do that episode
That would be incredible.
because I'm big into lucha right now.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Hell yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you all so much for listening. Hail yourself.
Until next week.
Don't go dying on us.
Bye.
You have just heard.
A true Hollywood murder mystery.
I have never seen anything like this before.
The movies, Broadway, music, television, all of it.
A place that manufactures
Nightmares.
Okay, everybody, that's a wrap.
Good night. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon.